Welcome back to Biomindscape. Today we are going to solve the Neet PYQs. So this question is, which of the following floral formula is given, and we have to tell the correct floral formula for the Solanaceae family. So you know that Solanaceae family, potato, tomato, all these comes under the Solanaceae family. Here the actinomorphic, then here the correct option is option 2, that is actinomorphic, radial symmetry, bisexual, 5 petal gamosepalous, 5 petal gamopetalis, then 5 stamen epipetalis, and G2 is bicarpally syncarpous superior ovary. And here we have to just mark the correct option. So this is the correct option. Now which of the following is an in situ conservation method? Sacred Grove, Wildlife Safari Park, Botanical Gardens, and the next is the seed bank. So here the correct option for this is Sacred Groves. So here the question is, how many ATP and NADPH molecule are required to make one molecule of glucose through the Kelvin cycle? So the option 1 is 18 ATP and 12 NADPH. Option 2 is 12 ATP and 18 NADPH. Option 3 is 24 ATP and 18 NADPH, and option 4 here option 3 is 24 ATP and 18 NADPH, and option 4 is 6 ATP and 12 NADPH. So here the correct option is the first one, that is 18 ATP and 12 NADPH. So here we have to tell the enzyme that is required for carboxylation in Kelvin cycle. That is the here option 1 is hexokinase, option 2 is pep carboxylase, option 3 is RUBP carboxylase oxygenase, and option 4 is carboxypeptidase. So here the correct option is RUBP carboxylase and oxygenase. This is the correct option. RUBP carboxylase oxygenase, RUBP carboxylase oxygenase. It is the most abundant enzyme on the earth, and it catalyzes the carboxylation reaction in the Kelvin cycle by fixing the CO2 to RUBP, that is ribulose 1,5-bis phosphate, and that form the two molecule of 3-PGA. So here the question is, find the incorrect statement. We have to find the incorrect statement and about the photosynthesis from the following. So here the water splitting complex is associated with PS1. This is incorrect. It is associated with PS2. Then C4 plant use the C3 pathway of CO2 fixation as a main biosynthetic pathway. This is true. The C4 plant photorespiration does not occur. This is also true. And C3 plant exhibit Crane's anatomy, wrong. C4 plant exhibit Crane's anatomy. Then ATP synthesis in chloroplast occur through the chemosmosis. This is also true. Now the question is, we have to find out the incorrect statement. So here the incorrect statement is the first one, that is the water splitting complex that is associated with PS2, not PS1. And the D option, that is C4 plant exhibit Crane's anatomy. This is the true way, not C3 plants. So here the correct option is A and D only. The fourth option is incorrect. So this is the correct answer. Now moving on to the next question. So here the next question is, which one of the following is not a characteristics of plant cell in the phase of elongation? Option 1 is new cell wall deposition, option 2 is cell enlargement, option 3 is increased vacuolation, option 4 is large conspicuous nucleus. So here the correct option for this question is new cell wall deposition, because all the other three, they are the characteristics of the plant cell in the phase of elongation. Now moving on to the next question. Here there are growth regulators, and the list is given for the functions of the growth regulator. The A option is 2,4-D, B is GA3, C is kinetin, and D is the ABA, and the list 2 is beavering industry, option 2 is stimulation of stomatal closure, and 3 is herbicides, and 4 is nutrition mobilization. So we have to pair the list 1 with the list 2. So here the list 1, here in list 1 ABA, it pairs with the stimulation of the stomatal closure. Now we have 4 options, and we have to see which one shows the stomatal closure matching with D. That is, D will be matching with the 2. So there are two options that shows D is matching with 2, that is 1 and 3. So we can eliminate both the option 2 and 4. So 1 and 3 we can see A, that is 2, 4, D. It matches with the third option. What is this? Herbicides. 2, 4, D is herbicide. Then B is GA3 is the beavering industry. Here it is pairing with the beavering industry. Kinetin, it is pairing with the nutrient nutrient mobilization. And the D, that is ABA, it is pairing with this stimulations of stomatal closure. So this is the correct option. So here the correct option is option 1. So in this question we have to match the list with list 2. So conjugative tissue, Casparian strip, subsidiary cell and starch sheet. We have to match this with list 2. So list 2 shows specialized cell in the vicinity of the guard cell. Option 2 is the endodermal cell rich in the starch. And third is tissue between xylem and phloem. And then fourth is endodermal cell with the suberin deposition. So we all know that the conjugative tissue, it pairs with the tissues between the xylem and phloem. So the A is pairing with 3. So we have to see which option is showing A is 3. Here are only two options that shows A is 3, that is 2 and 3, and we can eliminate 1 and 4. So here A is 3, B is 4, it is already given. That is Casparian stress is pairing with the endodermal cell with the severin deposition. Then we have to just tell C, that is subsidiary cell, what is it, and D, starch sheath. So here we can see that D is pairing with the endodermal cell rich in starch and C is subsidiary cell, that is a specialized cell in the vicinity of the guard cell. So what will be the correct option? The correct option is option 3. So here the question is, in angiosperm, root hair arises from which one of the following region of the root? So first option is the root cap zone. Option 2 is the region of meristematic activity. Option 3 is region of elongation, and option 4 is the region of maturation. So here the correct option is region of maturation, from where the root hair arises, from the region of the root in angiosperms. Root hair, they are formed from the epidermal cell in the region of maturation. They are also known as the zone of differentiation. So this is the area just beneath the elongation zone where the cell differentiate and the root hair emerges to increase the surface area for the water and mineral absorption. Next question is, in which one of the following the ovule are not enclosed by an ovary wall and remain exposed? So here the answer is Pinus, because this is the only gymnosperm. In Pinus is gymnosperm, and the gymnosperm, the ovules are naked, not enclosed by any ovary wall, and remains exposed to the megasporophyll. Whereas Funaria, moss, Selaginella, that is pteridophyte, and Wolffia, that is an angiosperm, they have enclosed ovules and seeds. Membrane of the human RBC. The membrane of the human RBC has approximately 52% of the protein, and majority of the phospholipid are arranged in a bilayer. Then extension of the plasma membrane into the cell from the mesosome. This is incorrect. Mesosome are prokaryotic. Then the next is option is tail towards the inner part of the lipid are hydrophobic and thus protected from the aqueous medium. This is also a correct statement. Glycocalyx is present on the outer surface of the plasma membrane. This is correct statement. So here the correct option is A is correct, B is correct, D is correct, and E is as well correct. The question is, juxtaglomerulus apparatus is specialized sensitive region formed by the cellular modification in dash related to the same nephron. So here the correct option is, here we can see option 1, distal convoluted tubule and efferent renal atriole. Option 2 is proximal convoluted tubule and efferent renal atriole. Option 3 is proximal convoluted tubule and efferent renal atriole. And option 4 is distal convoluted tubule and afferent renal atriole. So moving on to the next question. Which one of the following is appropriate example of sexual deceit? Option 1 is the female wasp and filch. Option 2 is the bumblebee and ophrys. And option 3 is sea anemone and clownfish. And option 4 is cuckoo and crow. So here the correct option for this is bumblebee and ophrys. This is classical example of pseudo coupling where these flowers, they these orchids, the ophirids, they resemble the female bumblebee in the shape, color, and even the scent. That is pheromones. Male bumblebee are attracted and they try to mate with the flower, and in this process they pollinate it. So this is the correct answer, option 2. So here the non-membrane bound cell organelle, what is it? It is found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, and they are the ribosome. So the here correct option is ribosome. So moving on to the next question. Select the set of the fishes which belong to the class Ostis. So here the devilfish, cuttlefish and hagfish. This is not the correct option. Sawfish, flightfish and dogfish. This is not the correct option. Then starfish, hagfish and cuttlefish. This is wrong. So here the correct option is flying fish, angelfish and fighting fish. Here the match the pairs are given and we have to match it, like tetany, arthritis, then here muscular dystrophy and Myasthenia gravis. So here we have to match them with the list 2. The list 2 is inflammation of joints, then autoimmune disorder affecting the neuromuscular junction, wild contraction in the muscle due to the lower calcium level, calcium in the body fluid, and progressive degeneration of the skeletal muscle. So here A, that is tetany, it is matching with the wild concentration in the muscle due to the lower calcium in the body fluid. Now let's see which option is showing us. A is 3. Here only option 1 and 4 it shows 1. A is 3. Now let's see what is the arthritis matching with. Here 2. Autoimmune disorder affecting neuromuscular junction. No. This is not matching with the arthritis. It is matching with the Graves ones. Graves ones, it is matching with this one. C will be matching with the second, that is autoimmune disorder affecting neuromuscular junction. So we can directly get the answer, that is option 1 is correct. Here B is matching, arthritis is matching with the inflammation of the joints because it is related to the joint. So here directly we can get the answer, that is A is 3, B is 1. And we can see other option, it is not showing that arthritis is matching with the inflammation of the joints. So this is the correct option. Then D is the muscular dystrophy, that is 4, progressive degeneration of the skeletal muscle. This is the correct answer. So the correct option for this is option 1. So here you have to choose the correct statement regarding the GIFT to overcome infertility. So first option is ova collected from the female donor. They are transferred to the uterus of an infertile female. This is wrong. Early embryo with up to 8 blastoma are transferred to the uterus of an infertile female. This is also wrong. Early embryos up to 8 blastomas are transferred into the fallopian tube of an infertile female. This is also wrong. The fourth option, that is it is transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube of another female who cannot produce ovum but can provide suitable environment for the fertilization and development. This is the correct answer. So here the option 4 is correct answer. Here the question is, choose the correct statement regarding the cell organelle and their inclusion. So here the option is the endomembrane system include the Golgi complex, endoplasm, reticulum and mitochondria. So incorrect statement. Endomembrane system include Golgi complex, ER and mitochondria? No. The second is correct statement, that is rough ER, reticulum. It bears rhizosome on its surface. This is correct. Option C, both mitochondria and plastid have circular DNA. True. D, that is a network of microtubule, microfilament, and intermediate filament present in the cytoplasm. It is called cytoskeleton. True. Mitochondria is single membrane boundary structure. Wrong. It is not a single membrane bounded structure. So here A and E are incorrect. So B, C, D is the answer for this question. Moving on to the next question. Here the question says that we have to select the correct statement regarding the cell membrane in eukaryotic cell. Here A is membrane of human RBC has approximately 52% of the protein. Option B is major phospholipid are arranged in a bilayer. Option C is extinction of the plasma membrane into the cell from the mesosome. Option D is tail toward the inner part of the lipid are hydrophobic and thus protected from the aqueous medium. Option E is glycocalyx is present on the outer surface of the plasma membrane. Here we have to choose the correct option. So give me your answers. So here the membrane of the human RBC has approximately 52% of the protein. This is the correct statement. Now we have option 3 and 4. We have to decide which one is correct. Now let's see the option B. That is the major phospholipid are arranged in a bilayer. Is this true? Yes. The option A, B is correct. Now let's see. Now we can finally find out the correct answer. That is the option D. Tails toward the inner part of the lipid are hydrophobic and thus protect from the aqueous medium. So here A, B, D is correct answer because these are the statement regarding the cell membrane in eukaryotic cell, while the others are incorrect. Now here A, B and D are correct statement. Y, C and E are incorrect statement. Mesosome, they are found in prokaryotic cell, not eukaryotic cell. And the glycocalyx, that is present in the outer surface, not in the inner surface. Here we can see the population of a grasshopper species. The chromosome number of some member is 23 and some other member possess 24 chromosome. The 23 and 24 chromosomes bearing membrane in the species are option 1 female and male respectively, option 2 male, option 3 male and female respectively, and option 4 all female. So here the male and female respectively is the correct option, that is option 3. Why option 3 is correct? Grasshopper shows XO type of sex determination where male XO is 23 chromosome and female that is 24 chromosome. So member with the 23 chromosome that will have that are male and those with the 24 chromosome that are the female. So moving on to the next question. In which animal do haploid cells divide mitotically to produce the gametes? The male honeybee is the answer for this question, the first option. Why? Let's see. The male honeybee, they are the haploid. That means these are the drones and they develop from an unfertilized egg. Since they are already haploid, that is n number, so these spermatocytes they undergo mitosis, not meiosis. They produce sperm, and this unique feature of haplodiploid sex determination in honeybee is seen. So that's why the male honeybee is the answer for this question. Now next question is arrange the following cell layer structure around the female gamete from the outer to inner side. The options are zona pellucida, then perivitelline space, then corona radiata and plasma membrane of the ovum. So we have to arrange them all. So let's see which one is the correct option. So first is the C, that is corona radiata, then zona pellucida, and then perivitelline space, and then last is the plasma membrane of the ovary. The order is from the corona radiata to the zona pellucida, then perivitelline space, and then the plasma membrane of the ovum. What is the reason behind the production of large holes in the Swiss cheese? Option 1 is production of large amount of CO2 by the propionobacterium uh, ceremini, the production of large amount of carbon dioxide by the Clostridium botulism. So here the correct option is option 1. The production of large amount of CO2 by Propionicum bacterium Schumann during the ripening of the Swiss cheese. So what happens when the Swiss cheese is ripened? This cheese that is fermented and lactic acid is produce a large amount of CO2 is gas is released, which create the characteristic large hole in the cheese. The toxin protein isolated from the Bacillus thuringiensis code by which one of the following gene would control the cotton, bollworm and corn borer respectively. So here the correct option for this is the cry-AC and cry-2AB. These are the two types of present. What are they? They control the cotton bollworm, that is Helicoverpa urmegra, that is cry AC gene, and cry2 AB gene control the corn borer. So these are the two main cry gene introduced in the BT cotton for pest resistance. Now here we have to choose the correct statement regarding the frog's anatomy. So here the hepatic portal system is a specialized venous connection between the liver and intestine. Is it true? Yes. Then there are 12 pairs of cranial nerve arising from the brain. Wrong. The uterus of oviduct opens separately into the cloaca in the female frog. Yes, this is the correct statement. Then hindbrain consists of cerebellum, medulla oblongata and optic lobules. This is incorrect. And sinus venous join the right atrium of the heart. This is the correct statement. So here we get the correct answer, that is fourth option ACE. Now moving here, why we have next question. Before moving to the next question, why is B and D incorrect? Here B is incorrect because frogs have 10 pair of cranial nerve, not 12. And D is incorrect because optical lobes are a part of the middle brain, not a hind brain. Here we can see a list, match the list with the related to the embryonic development. So here at various month of pregnancy, the fetus, the movement start and the hair appears on the head. Then B is the fetus developing limbs and digit. Option C is the fetal development external genital organ. Option D, here the D is fetus body is covered with the fine hairs, eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. Here we can see the list too, that is 24 weeks of pregnancy, 20 week of pregnancy, 8 week of pregnancy and 12 weeks of pregnancy. So here A is matching with the 2, that is fetal movement start at the hair appearing on the head, and second is 20 weeks of pregnancy. Now we can see option 1 and 4 that shows these options. Here we can see option 1 and option 2. Now let's see the next option. B is matching with 4, that is fetal development limbs and digit. They are matching with the 12 week of pregnancy. And next is C, that is fetal development external genital organ. So it is matching with the 8 week of pregnancy. And D, that is the fetal body that develop, the body is covered with the fine hair, eyelids separate and eyelashes they are formed. So this here the option is D is 1, that is 24 week of pregnancy. So here we can get the correct option, that is option 2. Here the question is the flightless bird with forelimb modified as a paddle-like structure suited for swimming is known as Aptenodytes, that is like penguin. So this is the third option is correct option. Then evolution of human appear parallel to the progressive development of the brain and language skill. As such, the evolution of individual species in the sequence of the appearances. First is Ramapithecus, then Homo habilis. It is the earliest Ramapithecus. Then the second is Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, Diranthus, and Homo sapien. So the very first option is correct for this question. So here we have to choose the correct statement regarding the population interaction between the two species. In both parasitism and commensalism, only one species benefit and other species harm. B option is both species benefit in mutualism. Option C is both benefit in commensalism. In parasitism, only one species benefit and other species is harm. And option E here is the commensalism, one species is harm and the other is unaffected. So we have to choose the correct option. First option, second option, third option and fourth option are given. You answer this one. So here the first option, that is given, both parasitism and commensalism, only one species benefit and other species harm. This is wrong. Both species benefit in mutualism. This is correct. So B option is correct. Now let's see which option shows B correct. First and third option and even second option have B correct. Now let's see C option. Both species benefit in commensalism. No, both species are not benefited. In parasitism, only one species benefit and other species are harm. Correct. So B and D are correct. So we directly get the answer, that is BDE. E is what? In commensalism, one species is harm and the other is unaffected. So B, D, and E. These are the correct options. So third option is correct. So now moving on to the next question. So here we have to tell which of the following statement are correct with refer to the human endoskeleton. Human skull is monochondric, wrong. We have to tell which one is correct. Here the joint between any two adjoining vertebrate is in cartilaginous joint, wrong. Then in human being the number of cervical vertebrates is 7, true. All ribs except the last two pair are bicephalic, true. The occipital bone of the skull is articulated with the atlas vertebra. So this is also correct. So CD is the correct option here. So let's see which option shows this. Third option is correct option. Now moving on to the next question. So here in this question we have to select the incorrect statement of the following. Digestive system in the platyhelminthes is incomplete. Then B is bilaterally symmetrical is characteristic features of adult echinodermata, wrong. It is radially symmetrical is a characteristic feature of adult echinodermata. So first option is correct, B is wrong. So let's see which option shows B wrong. So 2 and 4 we have to select which one is correct now. So B is wrong. C is pseudocoelom, is possible possessed by Asci-helminthes. So this is correct. Notochord is persistent throughout the life in the class of chondricyst. Notochord is persistent throughout the life of the class of chondricytis. So this is correct. Members of the class Reptile maintain the constant body temperature, wrong. Reptiles are cold-blooded. You all know that. So that's why B and A are the incorrect options. So here the correct answer is 2, B and E. So thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe Biomindscape, and please hit the like button so for more motivation, and share as much as possible with your friends. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe Biomindscape.